Hey, I'm CDiinky. Alrighty guys, in today's video we'll be going over some things I wish New Game Plus had or possibly will get in the future. Now just a quick disclaimer, everything in this video is going to be my opinion, so if you don't agree with it you can disagree with me in the comments, but this is just some quality of life changes and things I would like to see added into New Game Plus. Now I know it's very hard to add stuff into Grand because they're pretty much at their hardware limit because of the old consoles like the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch. And now starting off with the major change that I would like to see in Grounded 1.4 is a way to craft the perfect trinket. Now what I mean by this is somewhere in the Oak Lab, it could be anywhere, but a way to go ahead and grab any trinket. For example, like if we have a way to pick certain parts off a cone, waffle, trinket, or even a crinkle and add them into a single trinket. Now we know it is very difficult to go ahead and get the perfect trinket or the globals. Like right here, crit damage up best and fresh damage up best. That's a really good trinket, but friendly fire defense up, I don't really need that. I wish I had something better like plus boss damage, for example. It is going to be very annoying to go ahead and get the best trinket in the game. Yes, I know it's an RNG thing for New Game Plus, but you kind of need to have the best trinkets to survive in New Game Plus. And being in New Game X, I can totally agree with that you're going to need the best trinket in the entire game to somewhat survive, because it's still quite difficult. So I'm suggesting a way to go ahead and pick off certain parts of trinkets and add them into a single trinket. Like for example, if I would like vampirism, increased healing, and I don't know, crit damage up minor. I can pick one of each of these from a cone or waffle or a crinkle trinket and add them into a single trinket. So we are removing 3 trinkets and making our own trinkets. So we have, for example, Finale Fury, Summon Thorns, and crit damage up minor. I think this would be a really good change because yes, you're still going to need to go out and farm for the like salt damage up major and or the plus boss damage. You're still going to need to find it, but you can go ahead and make these good trinkets, and this could be like available in New Game Plus number 4, and you might need to spend, I don't know, maybe 100k raw signs to like infuse one cone with the trinkets or the effects that you would like. I think that's pretty balanced, especially that raw signs is somewhat difficult to get to. I think this is going to be an amazing change to stop all the saves coming and to stop all of the RNG, because New Game Plus is full of RNG right now and it is quite annoying. Now one thing I would also like to see in the New Game Plus is a way to re-roll our effects or our infused weapons by using a machine called the reroller or something. Once again, found at the Oak Lab. You can cost like 100k raw signs per reroll to go ahead and you just chuck your weapon in. For example, this infused axe with loot luck. Let's say I do not want it. Let's go ahead and grab it, chuck it, for example, in this machine. We'll chuck in the machine, spend 100 raw signs, and it will re-roll the weapon for us to stop, or maybe like 50k raw signs. I think 100k is a bit expensive, but a way to re-roll the randomizers, because it is quite annoying with the cones and all the infused weapons. Killing a boss, they're needing to save load over and over, spending hours upon hours just to get lucky enough to get a really good effect on it. I think this would be pretty balanced, because once again, you're going to pretty much need the best modifiers in New Game Plus to survive at least a little bit. And especially in woe mode, you're going to need the best trinket and infused weapon modifiers to survive in medium and woe mode. I know a content creator called Lemon who has pretty much spent hundreds of hours trying to get these good trinkets, and he is stomping through woe mode, and if he did not have those trinkets, it'd be pretty much impossible for him. Now another thing I would love to see coming into Grand 1.4 is a way to get infused armor. We do have infused weapons, but for some reason we do not have infused armor, which is a little bit strange. I thought that infused armor would be coming into Grand 1.4, or at least tier 4 armor. And now what infused armor could be, it could be something you get from New Game Plus 2, and they only drop from certain enemies, because we know that the infused weapons are New Game Plus 4. We get them from the Infected Broodmother, the Wasp Queen, Director Schmector, the Mantis, the Mant, and the Hedge Broodmother, but we don't get anything for the Assistant Manager, the Infected Wolf Spider, Black Widow, Termite King, etc. So I would like to say, just a way to go ahead and like make us have a variety of killing enemies in New Game Plus to get certain drops is in New Game Plus 2, the Termite King, Infected Wolf Spider, Black Widow, Assistant Manager, and I don't know, maybe like the Green Shield Bug, like really hard enemies to kill. The Green Shield Bug's not that hard, obviously. Like difficult enemies to kill that can have a chance to drop tier 4 infused armor. And just like the infused weapons, the armor could go ahead and have 2 random effects on it, And let's say, for example, the infused armor might look like, I don't know, the clover armor, for example, and it's going to have the big boom effect on it as well as the corrosion effect on it. I think that'd be pretty good, especially in New Game Plus, because the whole point of it is being randomized. But going ahead and seeing infused armor would be a really cool thing. And one thing that the infused armor's plus side is that you're going to be able to upgrade these bad boys past level 15, because if you do know, armor is stuck at level 9. For some reason, I don't know why we can't upgrade it past level 15, but I know the devs want us to go ahead and farm molars, which is completely fine, but it is a bit difficult spending hours to farm molars, so I would like to say that the infused armors can be upgraded only to level 15 and only the infused armors available in New Game Plus 2, and you get high drop chances the higher New Game Plus you are. Another thing I think New Game Plus should really add is a way to lock items in our inventory, because if you do know, in New Game Plus, you're going to need to carry a bunch of different waffles and cones or even globasses on you, a variety amount of things in the yard. So for example, loot luck to loot enemies, salt damage and crit damage up best, or spicy damage to kill some spiders, the salt damage trinkets to kill bosses, and maybe the quickness, for example. If there is a way to go ahead and lock these in our inventory to prevent them from being auto-deposited, would be really nice, because the amount of times I want to go ahead and farm cones and I've got a whole chest inventory full of them and I accidentally press the hot deposit button and I've lost my globus and necklace. I'm like, oh, where'd it go? And I need to go ahead and like go through all of my bins just to find it. And literally, I have no idea where it is. It is gone somewhere. It is in this chest here. But just a way to lock items in our inventory would be such an amazing thing, so we don't accidentally auto-deposit these items in our chest. I think this would be an amazing change. Now, another thing I would like to see on the topic of auto-depositing is a way to go ahead and select what trinket we would like to have on our hotbar, because if you do not know, you can go ahead and select the trinket in your hotbar on PC or console, I believe. This has been in the game for a very long time, but I find it quite annoying if you have multiple than one trinket. For example, I have 4 science cones. This science cone here, spicy damage up best, crit damage up best, but what if I'm fighting something that is resistant to spicy, and I go ahead and quickly hot deposit to my next trinket? It is either always going to show this, or it's going to give me a random science cone. Just a way we can go ahead and select which science cone we want. For example, if I'm fighting a boss that is weak to salt damage, and I'm in a fight, I can't really open my inventory because it's just a tough infused enemy, for example, or if it's a massive fight, bunch of enemies, and I want to go ahead and swap it quickly, I click my number 2 button, and I get the spicy damage, which is what they're resistant to. Instead of going to my inventory and clicking the salt damage major, losing time and I can possibly die, a way we could go ahead and maybe hold down the 2 key button and it brings up another screen of what cone we want to select or something. Just a way we can select a different cone without going into our inventory. I think that is going to be a massive need, because once again, you're going to have a bunch of cones, or science cones, waffles, whatever, and necklaces on your character, and I feel it's going to be a bit annoying. Every single time you want to fight an enemy, you need to go, okay, I need to open my inventory, I need to go ahead and pick which science cone I'm going to fight. But what if you just find an enemy out of nowhere, just pops out of nowhere, you're going to be stressing out, and you're going to have to be panicking, and you're pretty much going to die half the time. Now, another thing I really wish they would add into the game, which seems like it's not coming, is before 1.4 dropped, I said to the devs, is the Wasp Queen and Director Schmechter getting a new boss fight theme? Because if you do not know, the Wasp Queen and Director Schmechter have the exact same boss fight music as the Mantis. I'm getting attacked by a fireworker and I'm in the middle of recording. Anywho, if you did not know, the Mantis and the Wasp Queen have the exact same boss fight theme, and also same as the Assistant Manager and Director Schmechter. I really wish they added in a new boss fight theme for the Wasp Queen and Director Schmechter, considering they already composed music when you jumped into New Game Plus. It's sort of a weird music tone. But I really wish to see a new boss fight music for Director Schmechter and the Wasp Queen to make the boss fight have it more oomph. The Infected Brumella boss fight theme is amazing. It gets you hyped, it gets you scared in the boss fight, and the music ramps up as the boss gets harder and harder, which is what I really like. And for the biggest, baddest boss in the game being Director Schmechter, you're going through the game, you're getting hyped of this big bad boss. What's he going to look like? How are we going to fight him? Because they've hinted fighting him and he's shrunk you in the yard. It's like, okay, I really want to kill this guy. I really want to hurt him or something. And when you fight him, it's just the Assistant Manager music 2.0. It's just the Assistant Manager fight 2.0 without a different boss theme. It doesn't give you the oomph of satisfaction for me, especially for me anyways, when killing these 2 bosses and they have the exact same theme as previous boss fights. But then again, I don't even play with music in the game, but I feel like just a soundtrack for the Director Schmechter and Wasp Queen would be really nice. Now, another thing I wish to add into Grand New Game Plus is increased raw science drop rates when it came to the infused enemies. If you're a New Game Plus 1, New Game Plus 10, New Game Plus 50, it does not matter. Every single infused enemy is going to give you 3,000 raw science, which I find a bit strange because in high New Game Plus, Pluses, you need a bunch of raw science, but the enemies are so difficult and tough to kill, like it takes a very long time to kill those infused enemies. What I would really like to see is that they increase the raw science drop rates when killing the infused enemies. So for example, in New Game Plus 1, you get 1000 raw science after killing an infused enemy. New Game Plus 2, you get 2000 raw science. New Game Plus 3, you get 3000 raw science. New Game 4, 4000, and probably caps out at 5000 raw science per kill, or maybe even 10,000 in New Game X or 10. I think this would be really nice, especially if they're adding the change to reroll trinkets, where you're going to need to spend a bunch of raw science. It'd be pretty balanced because you need to go ahead and kill the enemies to get raw science, and the only best way to get raw science right now is to farm infused enemies, or any other way to increase raw science drop rates. I would really appreciate that, because especially in the high New Game Pluses, it takes a very long time to get infusion crystals and infused ooze. This guy is going to kill my ant for some reason. I don't know why he's doing that. And on the topic of the infused bugs, is with the changes to the modifiers, I really wish they would change the sour modifier, because if you do not know, the sour modifier is one of the most annoying ones when it comes to the infused enemies, because if you're in a small space and they spawn in a sour orb and you're cornered, you're going to get hit many times, and then you're pretty much going to die. Let's go ahead and get the sour orb to pop. Fingers crossed you do it for me, please. Just like that, the sour orb attack, it hits me once, it does a massive damage, and it's just going to stay there, and it can keep ticking me over and over again. I really wish they would change it, so the second it hits you, it instantly gets destroyed. So it's a one-hit thing only, because it's really annoying in the Director Schmeckter boss fight, and even the infected Broodmother boss fight, especially back when she screamed. And if you get cornered with the sour orbs, you're going to get thrown around like a pinball in a pinball machine, and you're going to get die no matter what. Because if you do not know, it takes 4 seconds to heal, and the amount of damage the sour orbs do is insane, and it's going to tick you, and you're going to die, and you pretty much can't do anything about it. So a way to change the sour orbs, or the modifier, so after every single time you get hit with the sour orb, it instantly gets destroyed instead of staying forever until it despawns after the 5 or 10 seconds that it's meant to stay up for. And now finally, the last thing I would like to see added into Grounded New Game Plus is an incentive to go past New Game Plus number 4. If you do not know, New Game Plus 4 is where all the content stops. New Game Plus 4 is where you get all the content. There's no point going past New Game Plus 4 besides difficulty. And in New Game Plus 4, you get the infused weapons. And once you get the infused weapons, that's it. You don't need to go any further into New Game Plus. You can sit there, stay there, and be happy as much as you want. Going into high New Game Pluses is just for your own benefit. I would say, like, if you want to feel strong and be like a New Game 10 or 20 or whatever, but just an incentive to make us go further and further into New Game Plus. So for example, I saw this in a comment, in New Game 5 or like any higher than New Game Plus, just like how Terraria Master Mode did it, give us a way to go ahead and get some sort of like golden trophy or something that we can say, hey, I'm in New Game Plus 5 or New Game Plus 10, I killed the infected Broodmother, and I now have a gold infected Broodmother mount or a platinum infected Broodmother mount. I think that'd be pretty cool for all those people who like to collect things and then go ahead and show them off in their base. Just like I have a bunch of stuffed bugs. Imagine having a different colored scarab for some reason, like a platinum looking scarab or like even a golden aphid. That'd be pretty cool to see. Just a way that makes us play New Game Plus more past level 4, giving us a gold mount or a gold stuffed Broodmother that gives us an extra buff. Like if we mark it, we get the loot luck as well as plus damage against the infected Broodmother. And if you have the mount, it gives you plus damage and then, I don't know, plus a defense against the infected Broodmother. Something like that to keep us playing New Game Plus. I think that'd be really cool. But that there is going to be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and even a comment down below if you agree with me or disagree with me. This is all my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next video.